Okay, guys. On today's episode, I brought you an interesting news about Chinese car manufacturer BYD. It seems that Chinese car manufacturers slowly but surely are taking over the world, like all the markets beyond the Europe and the US, because obviously in the US there are some import restrictions, so Chinese cars cannot be imported without high import tax or tariffs. But in the other markets, such as Brazil, BYD is expanding and actually manufacturing, creating cars specifically tailored to the Brazilian market. So this is BYD car, which has flex engine, so-called flex engine, so it can burn ethanol. So I was not aware that Brazil has huge ethanol market. They use ethanol as a fuel because obviously it's internally produced fuel, biofuel. So they prefer using ethanol in many cases. So first car manufactured specifically for ethanol use was in 1979. It was Fiat 147. Now Chinese manufacturer brings this new kind of engine to the Brazilian market. This is actually a plug-in hybrid, not just a internal combustion engine car, but plug-in hybrid that can use both gasoline, ethanol, mix of those two fuels, and also can use plug-in power, like battery-powered drivetrain. So this is quite interesting. This is the BYD lineup Song Pro, which is one of the most famous BYD lineups, models, I would say, rather. So yeah, this is quite... so let's go to the cost of the car. Car costs about $35,000, which is not much for this kind of car. So imagine you can just plug in, charge your car and drive away, or use ethanol, use gasoline. Obviously it was challenging to create at first because it's like you use two different fuel systems in one car, but they made it because of new advancements in technology, computer technology, because again ethanol fuel density, energy density is different than gasoline, so you have to mix different proportion of air. But obviously nowadays with the computer advances in computing, they can easily switch, easily calculate, easily do the math on the fly to make those engines work. So yeah, Brazilian population is about 220 million, and the Chinese car manufacturers actually do their best to enter these markets. And this is an interesting take of the Chinese companies. They are very aggressively push towards the entire world, towards so-called global south. They really look into the markets. They work with the countries, with the local scientists. They actually create a joint venture with the Brazilian scientists to understand what to do and to bring this car into the market. Like it was joint to 18.5 million investment by BYD and Brazil. So yeah, they go great lengths to bring their products affordably for everyone. And I think Europe and the US should really take this into account, because more and more Chinese cars quality are going up. Chinese cars are not those cars that they were 15 years ago. So they're starting to match up with their quality to the Western manufactured cars. And to be honest, nowadays, like all the cars being manufactured, majority of the cars being manufactured in Asia, like in China, in Thailand, that kind of with cheap labor. So yeah, US and the Euro should take this into the account, because China is aggressively taking over the world. It's not a bad thing actually for the world, because again, if there is a competition between countries, between big companies, consumers only will win from this situation. Thank you very much for listening. If you like, subscribe. You know the drill.